Hello, it's Dan here, back with another tutorial. So someone in one of the Reddit communities asked if they could make a pop sound with the Microfreak. I think I got pretty close, so let's get into it. So first of all, let's initialize the patch. Just hit that preset knob 3 times, and we have an initialized patch. So with this pop sound, I figured out that what you want to do is you want to modulate cutoff, so it starts off with a high, the low pass filter, sorry, with a high cutoff point to a low cutoff point, back to a high cutoff point. So let's do that, and we're going to be using noise today. So let's change the wave type to noise. We're going to have to turn down the shape so that we are just dealing with noise, no tone, and also in the balance on using the wave knob. Using the wave knob, make it so it's about halfway. So I've got it at about 40. Yeah, 40, 43, 42, 43. Right, so let us put on a low pass filter, and with the resonance at 100, or actually let's drop it down a little bit, so it's about 98%. Okay, so to make it start from a high cutoff point to a low cutoff point to a high cutoff point, we're going to be using the cycling envelope. So switch it to the static envelope and have a really fast attack and fast release. So my release or decay time is about, 8 milliseconds, and my attack time at the moment is about 17, but we're probably going to be changing those. Also, with the amp envelope, make sure it's pretty much the same sort of shape. So no sustain, the fastest attack time, and then the decay like really less than a second. I've got it at about 900 milliseconds at the moment. All right. You're not going to hear that modulation because we haven't set it yet. So let's go to the mod matrix, and under cycling envelope, let's go to the cutoff point. And so we're going to want to dial in a negative value for this because it starts at a high cutoff point to a low to a high. If we go into a positive value, it's going to start off at a low cutoff point to a high cutoff point, back to a low cutoff point. So let's dial in a negative value. So I think I went with around about negative 22. And yeah. So that's essentially the sound, and now it's just about tweaking it. So I'm going to turn it up a bit. So that's pretty close. So we're just adjusting the cutoff point, and also mess with the decay release of the amp envelope so it doesn't ring out too much, and also the attack and decay of the modulation envelope. So that's essentially the sound right there. It's a popping sound. Instead, at the moment, the cutoff point is static no matter where you play on the keyboard. But let's assign the key tracking onto the cutoff point. So let's go into key up and go to cutoff, and let's put it to 100%. So I think the decay release is a bit long. So it's about 700 milliseconds. Maybe a bit shorter even. So that's essentially the popping sound. So why I had the resonance, it's just slightly below 100, is if you put it at 100, it's more kind of a tonal sound, which I guess that does work better. Maybe that does actually work better. Let's try different octaves. So I like these two notes here. I think this one or this one works best. Okay, there's a few things that you could tighten up in a DAW, so let's move into a DAW. Okay, I am in my DAW. This is Pro Tools, but you can use any DAW. We're going to be using an EQ and a reverb to just finish off the sound. So if I play the sound, it sounds pretty good. But if you look at an EQ here, you can see that there's a lot of low frequency stuff that you won't need. So I'm going to just put a high pass filter on it. And just rolls off all that unneeded low frequency. And also let's throw it on a reverb. I'm using a free reverb by Voxengo called Old School Verb. So let's hear what it sounds like. And it just puts that sound in a space. Okay, so that's how you make a popping sound. It's a bit of a strange thing to want to do with the Microfreak, but it is possible, and it really does show how versatile this synth is, even making sound effects. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.